Alright, what is going on, my dudes? So we are back here today with the video that I truly have been waiting such a very long time to make, man. So, as a lot of you guys actually know, I brought my Mole Man up to rank 3 about almost 2 months ago at this point, man. I took him up, like, right after they announced his buff. I was all in. I was like, we're going for it, man. So he's been up at rank 3 on my account for a while. I've used him for a bunch of content live on YouTube, you know, for Alliance War and other stuff as well. Some AQ stuff even. And even pre-buff, man, this guy was putting in some solid work for me. But the buff has been live in the game currently for about 8 hours now. And holy crap, guys, this guy is an absolute monster after his buff, dude. An absolute monster. So I pretty much expedited my process of getting this whole Ultimate Showcase video together. I did all of it over the past couple hours. It was so much fun. It was so exciting, man. I have video footage of me ranking this guy up somewhere, but it's like 2 months old, man. So we're just going to go ahead and look at this guy's beautiful, beautiful face, man, before we jump into some, you know, endgame bosses like we always do. But yeah, man, Mole Man went to like a solid 10 out of 10 champion for me, man. I couldn't be happier with this buff, and I can't wait to jump into some content, which we're about to do right here, starting with 6.2.5 Mordo. Like usually, you know, we go from one of the big guys to the champion or Mordo. Now, Mole Man is so good for this, man, for a lot of different reasons. One of the hardest things about this fight here is spite, right? And there really isn't like any spite to worry about. Right off the bat, we can parry heavy, and you can see the true strike that he has gets around his evasion. He's supposed to have it up till 10. I believe that's a little bit bugged right now. Not too concerned about that. I'm sure they'll fix it right in the coming weeks. But now we're in Frenzy, okay? So what makes this Mordo hard is spite. That's one thing. So Mole Man doesn't really have buffs aside from the unstoppable buffs that you control, okay? So one thing that also makes this Mordo really hard is the global. Do not go gentle. So Mole Man's entire rotation, man, just counters that global, whether it be the heavy attacks or intercepting right there. Because when you take a hit on the block and you go unstoppable and you interrupt their attack, that counts as an intercept. And you'll see, you know, later on in the fight when we have it, I'll show you, all right? So another thing here, we're looking at the Hurt Locker. So we're alternating Special 2 and Special 1. I think I took down the lane with Special Delivery with that link node up, so that node wasn't on Mordo for this run. But as you can see, man, we are just tearing right through this guy. See right there with the little intercept to get rid of the Do Not Go Gentle, kind of like Ghost, and we're going to finish it off, take a big burst of Do Not Go Gentle damage at the end, but we just completely slayed through that Mordo like it was nothing. Like it was absolutely nothing, man. So that's super, super sick, man. Up next, we're going to go ahead and jump into some Winter Soldier here, man. So I already uploaded a Winter Soldier video of like just Mole Man versus Winter Soldier. No synergies, no nothing, no boosts, but I had a boost up for another fight that we're going to be doing later on in the video. And I said to myself, I really want to see like how crazy this guy would be completely decked out in boots from top to bottom with some really insane synergies. So this synergy team right here is like the synergy team that you've probably seen used with Nick Fury before, right? Like just for fun, Nick Fury in Realm of Legends and Labyrinth. So what we have here pretty much is 75% additional bleed potency. And I'll show you right here, if we go into the Black Panthers, plus 25% bleed damage for each Black Panther, okay? And we have 3 of them, so we're going to be getting 75%. We have a skill boost on, and we threw the attack boost on as well, man. So this fight against Winter Soldier, man, is absolutely bonkers. I'm thinking about like this Mole Man right here in Alliance War or like a Legends run with these boots, man. This is what you'll be seeing if you take him into that content. So right away, man, one heavy attack is all it takes to go into Frenzy. Look at that damage, dude. Holy crap, guys. Look at this. Absolutely insane. Look at how he's just melting. Look at this. Watch this special too. Look at this. Oh my god, every single hit is critical, but that's not even important because look at the red numbers. And yeah, the synergy is definitely helping a bunch, man, but also at the same time, even without the synergies, if you have all these boosts active, you're going to be doing some good stuff with this rank 3 Mole Man. Look at this. Absolutely, look at it, it's like been less than 60 seconds. completely flushed down the toilet in less than 60 seconds, man. That's absolutely insane. How many hits was that? That was about 39 hits. If you bring this guy into a Legends run, man, oh my god, you're going to be speedy as heck. Speedy as heck, man. So up next, you know, that went so fast, I figured, why don't we bring the same team here into Labyrinth of Legends, see how we do against Red Hulk, 1.5 million health. Now, in the past, you probably wouldn't want to be bringing Mole Man into Labyrinth of Legends, but we're going to be doing it, man. We're going to see how he does today against Red Hulk, alright? We have our bleed synergy here just for fun. It's a bit of an impractical team. The rest of the video is going to be all practical stuff. This guy hardly has any important synergies at all. We'll talk about all of those later though, man. But here we go. Right away, just some heavy attacks. We are in Frenzy. We had our max 20 stacks. Now the thing with Red Hulk, man, is that his special one is very, very easy to counter with a heavy attack. You'll see me doing that the entire fight. Watch this. Boom. Heavy attack, gain 4 monster mass. The rotation with Mole Man has become so efficient, man, where you just keep Frenzy up the entire fight. Red Hulk, by the way, is already down to 80% health. We're already 20% done with this fight. It has been like, I don't know, 30 seconds maybe? Mole Man is just slaying through him, dude. First of all, his regular crits are like pretty decent when you take into account that like every single one is big and yellow. But then what you really have to focus on, man, is the little red numbers that keep ticking, man. Just they keep ticking. Now I have Deep Wounds maxed out here, man, and Deep Wounds, that mastery, really benefits Mole Man a lot because most of his damage comes from bleeds, alright? So if you're up against a bleed immune matchup, which there is one bleed immune matchup in this video, you're gonna notice that his damage does take a bit of a hit, alright? So that's one thing about Mole Man, is that he really does love having, like, you know, having them not be immune to bleed. Here's the thing though, if they are immune to bleed, he still has guaranteed crits, which do hit, you know, pretty decent. And the special 2, man, it's so nice to have like a really, really hard hitting special 2 where you pretty much know what you're gonna get. At rank 3, depending on like class advantage, man, you're gonna be anywhere between 50 and 60k on your special 2, unboosted, no synergies. Just from the yellow numbers, that's not even including the bleed damage, alright? So I've been rambling a bit here about damage and stuff, and as you can see, Red Hulk is down to 20% health and falling fast, dude. He's down to 15% health since I started saying that. He is just falling so fast, man. It's insane. It's absolutely nutty what he's doing, man. Like, look at this. It's crazy to me. It's just crazy. And you guys know, I've been a big fan of Mole Man for a while. I've thought he was very, very good for a very, very long time, but this is just insane. This is just absolutely insane, man. I used to think he had like amazing utility, but now he has unbelievable damage to go along with it. Very realistic damage, man. So up next, we're going to be jumping back into Variant 6. Now, I did all of the Variant 6 bosses with Mole Man. This is the final boss, Mr. Joe Fixit here. And back when I did this with Mole Man, this fight took me about 4.5 minutes. All right, so keep that in mind because we had to like be very, very careful with our frenzy. All right, but now we don't have to be as careful with that because right off the bat, it's parry heavy, and now we're in frenzy for the entire fight, all right? You know, we had to build all the way up to 15, and then we had to get to a special 3 and activate frenzy manually again. Now, dude, we just literally berate him. We berate him the entire time. Now, keep in mind, there are no boosts on for this fight at all. We don't have any special synergies here. Nothing. No bleed synergies. Nothing. This is just Mole Man at his base, dude. Now, keep in mind, though, there is that little node there that every time we go on Unstoppable, we regenerate 10% of our health. That's the Variant 6 node. Point is, though, Mole Man is so good for Variant 6. Incredible for Variant 6. He was good for it prior, but now he's just an absolute monster in it. Like, I was going through, you know, these paths. I usually bring along Corvus and Ghost, but there were so many fights throughout Act 6 and other content, other variants and stuff, where Mole Man was going just as fast, if not faster, than Corvus and Ghost, man, clearing stuff. That was blowing my mind and making me so happy, man. So up next, we have one of the tougher bosses in Variant 2. This is the Science Adaptoid, and basically, he's stun immune, and also he has the animations of OG Spider-Man, and on top of that, he evades like a mother, dude. That's what he evades like. And let me tell you something, man. Mole Man was always one of the best options for this fight, but he didn't do it as good as he does now. He just, the bleed damage, you definitely see an improvement here. So here's where I want to talk about the Guardian synergy, which is one of my favorite synergies that Mole Man has. And you want to use this synergy whenever you're in a fight where you need that evade up the entire time, all right? So as you can see, what the Guardian synergy does is that when you take a hit onto the block, you don't lose a monster mass, alright? So pretty much you could stay in that like 1 to 10 area the entire time, and you could just continually just dash back, hold block, boom, and counter with the unstoppable, alright? It's really, really, really nice to have if you're up against like a MCOC or you're up against like a spider, right? It's really, 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 really useful synergy when you really want to take advantage of that amazing True Strike, dude. And another synergy that you can pair along with that if you're in a quest where you have 5 champs on your team and you're going to be using Mole Man for the majority. I didn't have the synergy here, but the Daredevil synergy as well. It gives Mole Man plus 50% flat crit rate whenever you're unstoppable. So that's really, really good for like getting that frenzy damage while also staying in your utility phase. It's really, really nice when you pair the 3 of them together. It's just a shame that Daredevil isn't like, the best, because that would have been a solid trinity, man. If buffed Daredevil was a little bit better, Guardian and Mole Man, so much stuff you could do with that team, man. So up next, speaking of that synergy, we're going to be taking a look at it here. Oh, I think we brought along Daredevil here. Look at that for this one. We didn't bring it for the last one. So this is going to be Ultron in 6.1.2. This is a rough fight, man. I know it's just 6.1, but it's rough. There are some really, really, really tough nodes here, as you can see. Let's go back and look at these nodes for a second. EMP modification, this is huge. So one thing about Mole Man is he's 100%, just completely immune to shock. All shock effects, everything about it. No shock on this guy. There's also Spry here, okay? So every time the defender passively evades an attack, blah, 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 he's not going to be evading. Doesn't even matter. Don't have to read it, okay? There's also backup recovery and, of course, Spite. So Spite would normally be fine for us here. However, this is just a nasty, nasty fight, man. Because if you look at the globals, there's also Combo Party. So no matter who you use, unless you use, like, Red Guardian, who I guess would actually be pretty good here, you're going to be having these buffs on you, man, the entire fight. It's just a rough fight all around. It really, really is, man. But now that I think about it, man, Red Guardian would be fantastic here because you get around the Spry, you get around that. But this is a Mole Man video, dude. So basically, we have our Guardian synergy here, and there's also special delivery with the global as well, okay? So first things first is, I don't want to throw the special 1 too many times, because if I do that, I'll go up in monster mass, and then I'll eventually, right, not have not be able to keep that guaranteed True Strike up the entire time. And that's what I really, really need in this fight. So right out of the gate here, I took some damage from the global. I took like 20% damage, but that's okay, man, because I'm budgeting my health in the last fight on the map, right? So what I want to do here first is I want to go for a special 2 when I'm almost at a special 3. Now Ultron's down to 75% health, and we're doing good. Now keep in mind with Spite, this guy's going to be gaining power the entire time, so we got to be baiting specials like it's our job, okay? Now, you'll notice here, okay, we're still at 2 monster mass, even though we've taken many hits on the block. That's because of that Guardian synergy. Like I said, it really comes in handy. So, if Ultron wasn't bleed immune, he probably would have been dead from this special too, okay? But, this fight's going to have to be a little bit longer because we're pretty much only relying on our basic hits, which, as you can see, he does lose a lot of his damage when you can't, bleed the opponent. So at this point, I'm going to have to go for a special 1, but that's okay because we're definitely still going to be in our budget of being under 5 monster mass. Now, keep in mind, okay, we have up until 10 monster mass usually with the buff to, have that True Strike. But as of right now, when I was testing this fight, he was still bugged a bit where over 5, between 6 and 10, they were evading still. So I had to fight this as if it was only under 5. Now, another thing to keep in mind about that, though, is that if you're at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right, you will have that True Strike, but also, if you take a hit on the block, you'll activate Frenzy. And when you activate Frenzy, you don't have that True Strike. That's another reason why you'd want to stay below 5, okay? Of course, you can just parry. I don't have to take hits on the block. When you play Mole Man, that's really how I like to play him. That's how he was intended to play. Gonna take one more burst of damage here from the special delivery. Not the biggest deal in the world. This Ultron is almost down, man. This really is, honestly, this is a very rough fight, man. I feel like this fight does not get the credit that it deserves for being rough, man. It's 6.1. Like, it was, this fight came out like, what, like 2 years ago at this point, man? I believe this was the fight that when Brian was doing his McFabio challenge, this is the one that effectively ended his run because he just didn't have anybody who can get around that shock damage, man. It's a rough fight for sure. But yeah, Mole Man just shreds right through it, dude. And I feel like you could definitely play that fight better with Mole Man. Wasn't my best Mole Man fight here. But still, man, he got through it. It's just that was, I wanted to show off A, the shock immunity, and B, that incredible true strike. So up next is a really, really fun fight here, man. So this is the fight that I put the boosts on for. I put on, what do you call it? A skill boost here for what I consider to be the hardest boss in all of Act 7.1. This is the Power Shield Arcus. So Mole Man is actually really fun against Arcus, man. So right off the bat, we're gonna resist a block, which I actually did on accident, man. But look at how cool this is. So if you have any like monster mass, right? Check this out. What you can do here is, well, don't do this on purpose. Like, I realize there aren't too many reasons to do this, but if you have stand your ground, boom, right? You trade in your monster mask for a heavy resist. Really, really awesome stuff. All right, but watch this, man. You know, when you're up to Arcus, he puts the armor breaks and the cold snaps on you. We're just gonna shrug them right off, turn them into monster mass. Another thing on this node is the short burst lockdown. What we're gonna do here is shrug off the armor break and the heal block, turn it into monster mass. Now, what I wanna do here is build up to 20 monster mass naturally, which we're doing. We're already on 17, man. Now, keep in mind, it's Power Shield, and we have a skill power boost on. We're about to have some fun here, man. Go for a big special 2. Watch our power bar. Watch his health bar. We're already back at another special 2, dudes. Look at this. Oh my god. Now keep in mind, all of this bleed damage as well is going to be taking him down because the damage over time effects from special attacks, they continue doing damage, man, on Power Shield. So at this point, one more special 2, and we're really going to be good to go against this Arcus. This was, in my opinion, the hardest fight in all of Act 7, all the bosses, man, so far. And Mole Man, yes, with boosts, just slayed right through it. I feel like Mole Man could do this fight without boosts as well, if you played it very, very carefully. But I did this fight in my Legends run, you know, with Corvus with boosts, with Colossus with boosts, and honestly, I feel like it was just easier, more efficient, and also, not to mention, for Legends run purposes, faster with Mole Man. I'm just saying, man, he got through this fight with the same boosts Corvus, faster and easier. That puts a smile on my face, man. Try not to make too many skill Corvus jokes, but he really pulled the skill Corvus with this one, man. So up next, all right, we have this guy right here, another boss that I feel like doesn't get enough credit, man, is this Saber-tooth boss in 6.1.1 and no retreat. So this guy, what makes him rough is that you can't reverse his healing, and he just heals so darn much, right? And now here's the thing. We put, I have 1 point in despair, so all of the bleed debuffs are definitely going to be helping us out here a bunch, okay? But if I had 3 out of 3 despair, it definitely would have, you know, mitigated a lot more healing. It would have blocked the healing. But what I want to do here is just stack as many bleeds as I possibly can on this guy and just try to counteract all of that healing, right? Try to do more damage from bleeds than he's healing from the regeneration. So far it's working. Counter his special 2 with a heavy attack. Go right in here. Oh, look at that. Look at all the bleeds, man. Absolutely beautiful. We're trying to keep the no retreat in mind, but I'm not too concerned with it as long as our health stays above his health, all right? And so far it's going really well, man. The Oscillate is definitely very annoying here. Unblockable special 2 comes in so clutch against Oscillate, man. No matter what champion you're using, if you have that unblockable special attacks, such a nice piece of utility there for sure. Go for another heavy counter from the special 2. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Go for a bunch of hits on the block, just be unblockable the entire time here. And we're almost done with this fight, man. One more special 2, and that's really going to be it. As you can see, Sabretooth is down to about 20% health here. We have a lot of bleeds up on this guy, man. A huge special 2 to finish him off. Absolutely gorgeous, man. Absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, man, he completely slayed through that fight. Completely slayed through it. Up next, we have a very, very fun fight from Act 7. All right, this is 7.1 point. I want to say 4. right? The 4th quest, I think. So the nodes here that are going to be really fun are heavy assault, all right? Both champions' attack is increased by 500% when using a heavy attack. While charging a heavy attack, this defender is unstoppable. So what's so fun about that is that while we're in Frenzy, every hit is going to be guaranteed to be critical, including our heavy attacks, man. So what we're going to do here is we are going to go into Frenzy right away, like we always do, and then we are going to just have massive heavy attacks, dude. And you'll see right off the bat, boom, 36k heavy attack. Now from here on out, 36k heavy attack, man. So one thing you probably see me doing a lot is I take the hit on the block and then I go in for the heavy attack while they're still attacking me. You don't have to do this, man. You're going to be taking a little bit of extra chip damage here. You can absolutely, when they're not stun immune, you can 100% parry heavy. There's nothing wrong with that, man. But I just really, really love, personally, man, doing that like heavy charge while I'm unstoppable. I really, really, really love doing that, man. And I believe the heavy attack is a little bit stronger while you're unstoppable. That may have been removed with the buff because, you know, they don't want to encourage you to take damage and whatnot. But I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, you do more damage in Frenzy with the heavy attack while you're unstoppable. Don't quote me on that though. But yeah, this Hela completely just flushed right down the toilet. We finished this fight with a full yellow bar thanks to that armor break, man. The heavy attacks are absolutely crazy on heavy assault, man. So we have one more boss fight here from Act 7. We have this green goblin. I did this one after I went to the Arcus, so I still had the what do you call it? I had the skill boost on because I thought it'd be fun with power reserve and also redlining. Okay, so with redlining, when the attacker has more than 33% of their max power, they get a power gain passive, which raises their combat power rate by 100%. If the attacker has more than 75%, they are immediately power drained to 0. All right, so we have to be very, very careful here that we don't go above 75% of our power. All right, that's what we're going to be looking for here. But also, when we go for that special 2, we're only going to do half power, so we'll immediately be at 1 bar of power, right? And at that point, we also have the skill boost as well. Now, keep in mind, these guys in Act 7 have like over 600,000 health. Massive, massive, massive health pools, all right, from these guys. So we're not going to be seeing like a crazy amount of power back, but it's still going to be kind of noticeable, and it's going to be making this fight just a little bit smoother. So let's go for the first special 2. As you can see, man, our special attack, we start our power, we started at 1, and now we're almost back up to 2. So here we just have to bait out a special 2 from Goblin, and we're going to be good to go. Now here's a place here where that unblockable special 2 is going to come in handy really, really hard. Check the scout, go right in, boom, toss off that special 2, unblockable. Beautiful stuff, man. Goblin's already down to about 50% health here, man. Chase that special attack. We're going to bait out another special 1 here. We have to get a couple heavy attacks off to get our frenzy a little bit higher, just to make life a little bit smoother for us, okay? So at this point here, we resisted that. We didn't lose our frenzy or monster mass, which is nice, all right? He dashed back and avoided our special 2, which is annoying, but again, unblockable special 2. Don't have to worry about that, man. Don't really have to worry about getting punished. There's a lot of reach on his special 2. We missed the first part here, but again, don't have to worry about being punished, man. We're just playing very, very aggressive with these special 2s and just launching them haphazardly, man, because it's only costing us, right? Only costs pretty much 1 bar of power, and we have additional power rates after we throw it because we start back at 1 bar of power, all right? So chase that special again, and we're almost done. 1 more special 2, and this guy is going to be flushed absolutely right down the toilet, man. So Mole Man completely shredded all of those bosses, man. Completely shredded them. Shredded just about all of them, man. I feel like the roughest one was Ultron, and that is absolutely because, you know, he's bleed immune, and he was definitely hurting there, man, a bit. But oh boy, look at this, man. Oh, look at this little guy. Couldn't be happier with him at rank 3. I was happy with him at rank 3 last week, and I'm obviously even happier with him at rank 3 now. I got the rocking the Mole Man profile picture, man. I picked it up for 80 units. I absolutely love it. Gonna keep it on for a bit. I'm so happy that they did this guy justice, man. I'm so glad I finally get to make this Ultimate Showcase video for Mole Man. I've been holding off for the buff because I knew it was coming, so I didn't want to like put out footage that, you know, I already made a rank 3 pre-buff Mole Man video. about a year ago at this point. No, not a year, but about like 8 months ago at this point on like an Act 6 beta, 6.4 beta, I think. And I was like, he is disappointing. Of course, I grew to love him over the years, and he's one of my favorite champs now. Over the years, over the month, right? Over the months. But yeah, easily one of my favorite champs, if not my favorite champ currently in my roster that I have, so. Very, very happy to have him, man. I'm excited to use him for a bunch of stuff. His damage is just absolutely bonkers. His utility is wonderful, but his damage, man, is bonkers. But anyway, my dudes, that is going to be it for this Ultimate Showcase video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop your boy a mole man size like. Comment what you think about seeing this guy up at rank 3, unduped, by the way. I didn't even touch on that. He's unduped, and he gets more damage when he's duped. Think about that. Crazy. In the comment section below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss that rank 3 Spider-Gwen Ultimate Showcase video coming to you very, very soon. Where is she? There she is. I'll be seeing you around.